we are on a road trip this week. Road trip slash camping trip, actually. This week was going to be the Tesla Semi Reveal Week in Southern California. So I had taken the time off a while back for this week, knowing that we would be traveling, but the reveal event got delayed to October 26th. Also, I haven't gotten an invitation yet, but I don't think they've gone out yet, and I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to. But anyway, that's another subject. So this week we decided to travel north in Michigan, and we're gonna go camping up near Lake Superior and stuff like that. Yes, with a 1-year-old. It's really warm this week. It's actually in the 90s. It's gonna be in the 80s for the next couple of days, and then it's finally gonna cool off. But yeah, so we've got this heat streak going on. But anyway, so we were gonna drive from home to the campsite today, and it would have been about like 350 miles, I forget exactly which. And there's a Supercharger, which we were at earlier today in a Cadillac. But things just ended up taking longer, and we were both tired, so we're actually staying halfway at a resort that we've been to before called Boyne Mountain. Yeah, so, and they have a Tesla destination charger here, which is, I don't know if it's 80 amp or 40 amp. I know it was charging at 10 kilowatts, which is pretty good. Yeah, the Tesla's going to be fully charged. I think we've got about 150 miles to go tomorrow, so I should have some range left on my 70D. There will be electrical hookups at the campsite, so I should be able to charge fully overnight there. So for now, we're here in a comfortable air-conditioned room. Why did the chicken cross the road? Yeah, that's funny.
Just to take the road, brother, please. Let the wind into your soul and start to breathe. Together we'll be free. It's not just you and me.
So because we are packing for a small child who looks big in that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting bigger. That's true. And a dog and all our camping equipment. Space is limited. So fortunately we have the frunk, which unfortunately in the older ones used to be that big, and now because of the dual motor is much smaller. And now even the non-dual motors, the rear-wheel drives, have the space taken up here too. But as I said in a recent video, the rear-wheel drive Model S's are going away. So anyway, this is our utilization of the frunk. This is a full-size carry-on that's soft, and the frunk is a oddly shaped area, so it's best to use like small squishy bags. This is compressible to some degree. The back is kind of rigid, but otherwise it's compressible. So in that way you can get small stuff into the corners and what have you. So I've got binoculars. This is our laundry bag, which is going to grow over this week. This battery, which looks impressive, but it's lead acid, so it's actually not that big. I think it's 150 watt or amp hours, or no, 150, I can't remember. Anyway, it's made by Goal Zero. It's one of their older ones. And then my spotting scope. So there we go. Time to close. You're supposed to do two-handed, but in the interest of my YouTube channel, I will do it one-handed so I can hold the camera.
Yeah.
Here's the interior situation. Assorted bags for baby care. Junk in the front there. Watch the fingers. Come here, Cordelia. Look, here's your car seat. Car seat area, dog seat. And then we've got various camping stuff jammed down there, so maximum space usage. There's the back. I don't want to open it because I just got it closed. And it closes okay, but yeah. Utilizing, there's like a duffel bag over in the space over here, one that's that size. Stuff crammed in all over the place. The cooler is actually underneath that stuff. There's two of those. This is a Baby Bjorn travel pack and play. Very compact, super handy. Fits as a carry-on item and on an airplane, actually. Yeah. We are at Whitefish Point, which is a lighthouse point in the eastern northern tip of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So we camped maybe 25 minutes from here down south. There's a state park called Commute Falls, which is famous for its waterfall that has brown pigment staining from cannons. So we're camped near there. And we've been here before, actually, when we camped across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I wanted to come back because of the geography of this place as a shoreline point. It's a good place for migrating hawks and stuff like that. They're all coming south along this point. Anyway, camping did not go well last night, so we're probably not going to stay a second night. We are 145 miles from the closest supercharger, which is Traverse City. I charged last night on the campground electrical outlets, which are slower than I thought. I always forget they're kind of slow. They're 30 amps. Which is a little faster than household. Household is about 20 amps in the US, I think. But it's only 120 volts as opposed to my garage charger, which is 240 volts or 220 or something. Anyway, so it's pretty slow. But we arrived here with, we arrived at the campground with 35% left. And now we just drove up here, so now we're at about 75, so I'll probably be about 70. So we'll probably charge up a little bit more this afternoon. I'd like to be at about 80 at least, to drive 150 miles. And should be able to make it. It's good weather, so don't have to worry about losing energy from that. Well, as you can see, it's pretty much too foggy to see much of anything out there. And there's no birds on the ground either. Usually there's like some shorebirds here and stuff like that, but even nothing's going on with that. I'm using my phone right now to record, and I also forgot my windscreen, so I'm using my microfiber cloth. Hopefully that works to diffuse the wind. We'll see when I listen to this. Yeah, the wind is coming right at me from that direction, and it's very moist. Well, obviously it's foggy, so of course there's moisture in the air, but when it blows against my glasses, like, it coats it with these tiny little droplets and maybe a little bit of dirt. It's hard to tell. It's all part of the fun, part of the experience. But it's not too cold, actually, even though we're so far north. We're actually closer to the North Pole than to the equator, which doesn't mean much. And I came completely prepared with sandals, so it's actually not bad. I mean, it's basically a beach, so sandals fit. Anyway, there's probably not much more to do. Baby's napping, Cordelia's napping, but she's yeah, kept us up last night, so I don't know how long we're gonna last here. Need to find some coffee. That right there is the birding outpost or whatever. So they do the migrating hawk counts from there. Little tiny shack in the middle of nowhere, right at the point. And then back that way is where the shipwreck museum and stuff like that is. It's like a, I don't know, 3-minute walk or something. So we are leaving Tukwamlan Falls State Park. It's too hot, just not going well today, and it's actually about 180 miles to, hold on, I have to fill a water bottle. 180 miles to Traverse City, which is the next closest supercharger, and there's hotels and stuff there that we could stay in, or we might just go home, who knows. But we're just gonna get on the road again. So unfortunately I had the chargers here at the campsite. They're 30 amps, and I was trying to squeak by with getting it up to 35, so I blew a couple fuses. So that was stupid, which means the car didn't charge as much. So we're probably about 80% now. So I have a 70D and I'm at 80%, and I have to go 100 and I think it's 180 miles. Theoretically possible. We'll see. Traverse City at a Holiday Inn here called West Bay Beach by Holiday Inn. Anyway, it's got a nice view of the bay. That's Lake Michigan here in Traverse City. It's a popular touristy area. Anyway, they also have here what they call a charging station, which is this island with perpendicular stalls next to it. They're just household outlets, just regular ones, but it's better than nothing. There's actually a supercharger several miles away, so but we actually had to stop on the way at a campsite where they have I saw it on PlugShare. They have 50 amp RV circuits, and they charge you like a nominal fee, like, you know, some use fee that they would for other activities, and then you can charge there. So we Sat there for about half an hour just to make sure we made it, which is weird because I was going under the speed limit by quite a bit in some areas, and I was also, you know, the energy use was really low. I think it was averaging like 230, maybe 240 watt hours per mile. So according to my calculations, I should have made it. So yeah, but anyway, so we got here because it's just a nice place. We didn't want to camp today. We're just kind of done with camping right now, and yeah, and they've got this little setup I can trickle charge overnight, just, you know, a little bit of extra juice. So now I gotta dig in there and find the cord. So I have the cable out because well, yeah, it fell back here because I got the pack and play out. But I've got the high amperage adapter on it. I've got the 1450, and I have the I can't remember what it's called, 1030 or whatever, but it's buried somewhere because I didn't think I would be using it, so I gotta find that. Okay, I found it. It's here in my pack, which is stowed away in the under compartment here, which, by the way, see, I've got the cooler's right there, and it's really heavy, so I can't actually open this, but it actually breaks part way. So if there's something you can just fish out, which that was, that's kind of handy. Of course, I did have to take all this stuff out, but that's pretty easy. All right, let's hook this up. I'm so tired. I'm standing here clicking the end of the charger cord, wondering why this charge port won't open. It's because it's on this side of the car. Yeah. Pulling in a whopping 2 kilowatts. Compare that to the max of 120 on the Superchargers. But it can charge while I'm parked, so. Next day, let's see, what time is it? It's 9:30. We've had breakfast, baby's going down for a nap, so I just unplugged and I'm gonna go to the supercharger while baby's down. And as you can see, we went up to 31%, and we got here, I think, with like 8 or 9% or something. So definitely not a fast charge, but it's nice to get a little extra. And yeah, so since camping at that, since charging at that campsite, we've been averaging 240 watt hours per mile, which is pretty good over the past 30 miles. Most of the roads here and on the way have been about, 55, 60 miles an hour. This is a little bit more in town, so it's a little slower, but anyway, all that to say, it kind of saves on energy use. Yeah, so all right, so let's go to by the way, here's a tip I just found. If you're videoing your screen and stuff and you find that this is flickering, one thing you can do on the camera side is that the shutter speed needs to be longer. If the shutter speed is too fast, it catches the screen, like refreshes constantly, I think in a vertical setting. So when you get the flicker, it's because the shutter speed is catching it halfway through a refresh cycle. So if you make the shutter speed longer, it'll take a picture of the entire screen instead of half of it, and then you don't get that flicker. But also, if you adjust the brightness, for some reason, and I don't know why this is, but as the brightness goes higher, you get less and less flicker. So that may be that it's actually reducing the display. I won't do that because it'll give you a headache or something, but it might be that when it reduces the brightness by actually decreasing the amount of time that the screen is lit, as opposed to decreasing the actual brightness of the pixels. That's something that I know, I think plasma TVs use that kind of technology, because they have like a 600 hertz refresh rate. But I don't know if, I mean, this is just a standard LCD display, so I don't know if it would do that. But anyway, if you happen to be videoing or whatever, and you want to get rid of that flicker, just make sure your brightness is all the way to full. All right, oh, supercharger. So here it is. Okay, it is actually, well, it's only 2 miles, but let's go see. Let's go check it out. So this is the supercharger over there in Traverse City, Michigan. That looks like it thought I was going to crash into that car. It's next to a Meijer. It's like a pretty big one, so it's not actually in the downtown or touristy area, which makes sense because these are not really destination chargers. They're you know, they're long distance quick chargers. So it's saying that there's 8 of 10 stalls available, but there's actually 9 of 10 stalls available, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe one of them doesn't work, I don't know. There's one Tesla here. Oh, from Florida. Oh, I think I saw that one driving along earlier. So she's on the 1A. So I'll take the 3A is pretty convenient. Go back into the 3A. There we go. Here's something I recently discovered on this trip. Something that's apparently faulty in the maps here. So I'm up here at the Traverse City Supercharger. Down here is the one in Cadillac, which is kind of in the middle of Michigan. So if you hit that, it gives you all this information, including a distance, 34.1 miles. And I'm assuming that's supposed to be how far it is from where you are. But it turns out that's wrong. And I learned that the hard way yesterday because I was using that distance calculation to determine whether I could make it from way up here. We were up actually just a little bit west of that's Paradise. Yeah, anyway, Tequamanon Falls is right up there. So that's pretty far away from Traverse City. Let's see, I can show you how far away it is, I think. Okay, yeah. So 175 miles. So anyway, I was using that. So in reality, it's about 180 miles. But when I would tap on this and it would tell me how many miles it was about 20 miles less. So so I knew it was 180 miles, but once we started driving, I would tap this and it would tell me, oh, it's it's 120 miles, and my range was telling me you have 150 miles left on the vehicle. So I was like, sweet, we got plenty. I was taking it easy, making sure I had a good good buffer of an extra 40 to 50 miles, and everything was good. But then once I hit it onto navigation, and the reason I didn't have it on navigation before is, first of all, it told me I wouldn't make it. And so I didn't want to be listening to those warnings the whole time, because I knew I was going to need to drive slower. And then it would tell me in here to take like some weird routes and stuff like that. So all that to say, I didn't want to have navigate on, but once I turned it on, like down here where it was actually going the correct way, all of a sudden there were 20 more miles that I had to go that I hadn't accounted for. So if you are, and I don't know if this is, I'm assuming it's not just my vehicle, I don't know, it must be some sort of glitch or something, but if you tap on one of these and it's going to be close as to whether you're going to go there, this is undercutting the mileage. So you actually have to navigate out. Oh, great. Now I have to, gotta reset that. Okay, anyway. So it's actually, see, 45 miles. So Not a huge difference, especially if you're not traveling very far, but it is if you're going far. Okay, so that annoying sound in the background is because the navigation, that feedback loop is messed up, so I'm going to push both controls here at the same time. It's actually difficult to do with holding a camera. There we go. So that'll reset this system. Not this one, that one. The drive system apparently is separate from the infotainment system. Here's a higher density of fingerprint activity, a little bit less over here. Why would it be? Oh, that's probably where the charge icon is. Or, oh, and the music button, that's what it is, it's the music button. And then this, why would I, oh, that's probably where the navigate button is. Ah, we're back, okay. Ah, so we're up to 51%. Also, so I started charging at 37%, and I was only getting 80 something kilowatts, which, I mean, in the bottom half of the battery, I should be able to charge at like 100, you know, 100 plus kilowatts. So I don't know why it's been going so slow recently. There's nobody here, so I don't think it's a network issue. I'm the only Tesla here now. The other one from Florida, which was a P85D, by the way, has left. So yeah, so that's interesting.
While nature is open all over, grab it strong and carry it with you. You're on the way to be standing again on the way back home. And here we go, running through the meadow. On our back, nothing but our clothes. The night falling, nothing can stop us. Memories are burning away.
Potty break.
At home where trees are surrounding you, in
Another P stop.
bees are humming in the ear. The soul is quiet.